Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Conquest Productions 117. My name is Darren, and welcome to part 2 of the restoration. So, hopefully the audio sounds good. It's going to be a little echoey. I'm in my bathroom currently, but we're going to remove some of the scratches and scuffs off this thing. Off screen, I've removed most of it. I also have to remove the 3D printed parts. So let's remove these. There we go. And we also have landing gear on its way, so we just ordered those. We're going to 3D print the rear engines, tail fins, and seats, and the landing gear panels here. And print out those, print out one thing for the nose, and maybe 3D print a canopy. I found one for a pretty good deal that's $5, but I think that's for a resin printer. But let's get to it. I heard how most people to remove scratches will use a lighter fluid or baby oil. But I heard a plain old magic eraser and some magic eraser stuff removes it, so we're just gonna spray some of this on it and use this to get it off. So already it's disappearing. Another thing that I did to loosen this up was I added some WD-40 to loosen this part up because it was very tough. So you use WD-40. I also heard some people have used motor grease on it, but definitely some. Let me turn this around. But a lot of people have used WD-40. This also, it doesn't quite give it a shine, but it does kind of de-yellow some parts of this, but not everything. It definitely gets rid of the scratches, though. This thing forward, much smoother. We're just gonna get these off. As you can see, there's a lot of yellowing, so I'm just gonna spray some of that, and hopefully this audio sounds good. Currently in my bathroom, I'm kind of far away from my computer. My camera is set up right here, so my computer's further back, but my camera's right here. So let's get rid of some of these. Yeah, it's getting rid of it fast. Might need a toothbrush for these, so I'm just gonna find a toothbrush that we don't use and use that. So, thing around my bathroom, so there's plenty of those. We got a old Minions toothbrush, so I'm probably gonna use this, washing off some excess toothbrush stuff off it. Let's use this. Some of these get some of this sticky stuff off since that's stuck there. So yeah. Spray some of this stuff on it. Especially since it's going to get in places that I cannot reach. I also WD-40'd some of this, so hopefully that'll get some of the yellowing away. But yeah, that's working phenomenally. Spray some of this on there. Oh, bumped the camera, sorry about that, but let's rub this in. So yeah, I know in the last restoration I was talking about how I had asked Toy Floyd a lot of questions about using rubber bands for the rear panels. Well, sadly I actually lost. The seller included an original spring with it, and I lost that spring because I actually had I took parts off to oil and grease it and clean it up because I've actually washed this thing several times to get rid of the scrapes and get rid of these excess stickers. So yeah, get a magic eraser and I can erase some of this stuff off. So yeah, but I actually lost the spring while trying to reattach it, so I found a substitute, which are springs from pins. And bring the camera in there. You can see it works just as good. It's a bit longer. I don't know how that's going to affect the landing gear, and now my camera's out of focus a bit, but I don't know how that's going to affect it, but hopefully it doesn't bother it too badly. That's where the old Skystriker logo was. Uh, yeah. Anyway, the one thing I do like is I think this was actually a redo. Like the seller bought this back because it's not the same color. That or this thing didn't see much handprints or other stuff because yellowing happens everywhere. Like yellowing can happen from sunlight, I've heard, coming from a hand touching your hand, or just oil. That's from what I've heard. So far, I don't know what actually causes it. I have removed yellowing from some of my transformers since they also yellow pretty badly. Yeah, that's getting rid of it. But I'm not sure what causes yellowing most. I know there's some stuff to remove it, like retro bright. I love using hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, that's working very good. Got my magic eraser. Erase that up. This side now, again. It's probably better to do while it's disassembled, but I don't want to do it because the first time I disassembled it, this thing, the mechanism actually was way tighter. That's why I also used the other stuff. So yeah, it's plus these parts. Holding the mechanism down because mine is, since I sprayed the WD-40, it's a bit looser. Let's place this. On the camera again, let's wet some of this. Wipe it down. I always love to go in circles since to me that's the best way to do it. Is just in circles. So yeah, someone commented on the last video, I think, where they asked to make this into a G1 Jetfire or Skystriker, as some people will call it, or as I like to do it, where they're twins, or one's Skyfire and one's Jetfire. See, I'll talk about that more on a separate video. But someone asked to make this a G1 Jetfire, like a deco, and I'd love to do that, but I'm keeping this original Sky Striker, or as I found on Toy Hacks, I think it's called the Grim Reapers. I'm gonna go with that one since it's cheaper than regular Sky Striker tickets or stickers. I also have the original stickers on this, so I also could just re-put those back on. Over there. Yeah, man. Gotten rid of a lot of this yellowing on the stabilizers, and now that section is basically almost gone of yellow, so that's always good. One thing that's getting on my nerves, and probably some of you guys who had siblings, is some of my siblings will grab the wings and try and do that, since my other Sky Striker, or whatever it's called, I don't know the company that made it, theirs you have to manually do it. I guess they're kind of used to that one, and not to the mechanism. Hopefully this audio is alright, because I'm not the best person when it comes to audio, especially to audio work, so I don't know how this is going to sound. and I don't know about my editing side all that well, since I'm not a professional. Another thing I need to do is keep the 3 prime parts kind of away from water, because I don't think that's waterproof paint. I know there's primer on it, but I don't think it's the utmost waterproofness. Waterproofness? Word? I don't know. I've actually asked a lot of YouTubers about tips on this. I know I asked Record Blasting about like any tips on how to be careful, and he said just unscrew it carefully. Don't go too hard, and don't screw it in too tightly, because that could damage the plastic. So I asked him, and I also did that. So his advice was definitely well needed, because I tend to always screw something in until you hear it. I guess until you strip it, because I'm in automotive, and usually whenever we're doing stuff, we tend to click it or hear a click, and then we know, okay, that's all good and well. So I asked him some tips. I asked Michael Mercy. I also asked him Toy Boy. I actually emailed him about the rubber band thing. I think I touched on that in the last video, where like, hey, is it good to use rubber bands? He told me he hadn't personally used it, but I can try it, and I am gonna try it if I can find a rubber band small enough to fit in here into this little compartment. Yeah, man, this is looking way very good. Bring up some of the more of the nose part. Then I'm gonna move on to the undercarriage. Yeah. I want to think that this stuff is gonna cause it to be sticky, since it has some lemon, like a lemon scent thing. I don't know what that quite means. I know it's lemon scented, or like has a smell of lemon. But this is in camera. But whatever I'm gonna do on the nose, I'm just gonna upside down. I'm in there, and this is looking like a brand new jet. Some of that stickiness here. There's a old sticker here, so I'm gonna remove that pretty soon. So yeah. So I'm gonna quickly pause this away, get the rest of this up, and show you guys it pretty soon. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back. So I've cleaned off most of the stuff. Hopefully bring up the wings. Hopefully you guys can see a difference. There is some yellowing, which I can easily remove with some other stuff. That's not what I had here. I have some of this stuff, and some of the sticker stuff is still a little sticky. I'd probably find a way to remove that. But as for the yellowing problem, I might actually just leave the yellow, because it's only a slight saturation of the color, so it's not that severe. So a piece of sticker right there. But yeah, we're gonna. This is so far it for part 2. I also paused my camera for a while, because I don't want this video to be over 15 to 20 minutes long. So please make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will be making more of this. So next video will hopefully be seeing either the installment of the landing gear, or me fixing up and changing some more colors on the stuff. So yeah. Anyway, I will catch you guys later. Bye.